All right, for part two of this video, we already made our Nearpod slideshow. We used all those interactive tools, and now I'm going to show you how to push it out to your kids, what it's going to look like on their end, and then how to look at that report afterwards. So you can see we have some videos, some boards for them to put Post-its, just some information, some draw activities for them, a little simulation game, and an open-ended question. So I am done with my lesson. I'm going to hit save and go to Nearpod. And that lesson is going to show up in my library. So make sure that you sign into your account. I'm going to allow. It takes a little bit to think. Perfect. So here is my Tugboat Wars lesson. So I have a live participation and a student paced. So those two options, if it's student paced, that's more for your asynchronous learning. The kids are kind of doing that on their own. Or you can do the live participation where you're all kind of going through it together. So I'm going to choose the student paced. I think it'll just be easier to show you guys. So it's going to come up with a code. There are a couple different ways that I can do this. I can grab the link and I can copy that. And I can, in my MCPS classroom, I can make an assignment. Add my assignment here. I'm going to say Tugboat Wars Nearpod. Click here for our Tugboat War activity. I can link that straight to the URL and save it. So then when the kids click on that link, it will open up a new tab and it will bring them right to the assignment. There's one other way that we can do this, is that we can embed the Nearpod into your Canvas classroom. So I'm going to click on embed. I'm going to copy my embed code. I'm going to go back. So here it is if I just wanted to put that link in there. If I hit edit, and I can take this link out, I want to switch over to my HTML editor. I'm going to copy that embed code in there and switch back to my rich content editor. It's going to take a second to think, but then it's going to embed it right into my canvas. So I'm going to go down and hit save. So now you can see what it looks like if you embed it. So the one thing is it comes in a little small. You might be able to change that. But I think what the easiest thing to do is, since it's already here, this button up at the top will enlarge it for you. So I'm going to enlarge it. I'm going to log in with Google so it'll have my information. Yes, that's me. Continue. It should stay. Okay. So now Tugboat Wars. I can navigate through my slideshow right on here. So it's going to have my
Welcome
video.
back to another episode of Kids Company.
So I can watch that. I can go to the next one. What's one thing you noticed about forces? I noticed that the side with more force always won. And the nice thing about this is I'm going to post it up there. This will update in live time. So if I have a bunch of students working on it at the same time, they're all going to pop up and the students will be able to see what everyone else is writing. So they can kind of collaborate that way and they can like each other's comments as well. Let's see. So this one's just some information. A force is a push or a pull. Some information about the activity. And now here's the one where we need to draw our forces. So draw two forces on the barge, draw the forces so the barge would move to the right. So I'm going to choose a marker, make it black. If I want my barge to move to the right, my right needs to have a bigger force. So I'm going to make that one super long. And I'm going to make it a little shorter to the left. So you can see this one's more of a highlighter. I could put text in there. I can add a picture in there if I needed to, and then I can erase as well. So I have my arrows perfectly. It would move to the right. I'm going to submit it. It's going to bring me to the next one. Draw the forces so that the barge will not move. So that means I need equal forces. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. So now they're even. The barge should stay still. I'm going to submit that. Here is that simulation we saw with the tug of war. So the kids can just kind of take some time practicing with it. So if I put a big force on this side and a small force on this side and I press go, which way is my cart going to move? So the kids can kind of just experiment with that. And then here's my open-ended question. And remember, when we made this question, I checked the box where they could either write or record audio for their answer. So you can now record audio on this slide. You have to grant the microphone access. So, okay, I've got it. Ooh, let's see if it's popping up. Okay, so we'll have to figure that out because I thought it would pop up with the microphone. I'll just write my answer in here. I learned that forces move objects. That audio was working before when I was on here, but maybe we'll figure that out. I'm going to press submit. And now I am at the end of my lesson. So it is all finished. So the kids know, okay, I'm on that last one. I am done. So now, being the teacher, I want to go and see what my kids did. I want to see if they understood it. So looking at my lesson, Tugboat Wars, if I click on these 3 buttons at the top, I can click on Reports. So once I click on that, I'm going to click on my lesson. Here's my session from right now. And I can see a summary. I can see that I was the person who did the lesson. I answered all of my questions. This is showing that I answered them. But then if you look up here, every kind of question type that I have has its own little tab. So if I click on open-ended, what is one thing you learned about forces today? If I make this drop down, I can see my name. I can see the response. Similar for draw it. If I make that drop down bigger, I can see my name. I can click on the drawing and I can see what that student drew. Same thing for collaborate. I can view the board. And this one too is a good one if you wanted to go back after the lesson to see what everyone wrote down and kind of start a discussion on it. You can pull this up and talk about all of the posts that your students had put on there. And then the video, I didn't have any interactive parts with that, so I don't think that's going to show me anything. So that's how I can kind of look and see my reports. I can download it if I want to. I can take that for feedback and to give kids information. So overall, I think that Nearpod is a really great tool just because there are so many things that you can do with it. So I definitely recommend kind of jumping into that and just sort of playing around with it until you get comfortable with it. We used it over the summer for Summer Boost and the kids did really like it. So it definitely is a great tool and hopefully you will dive in and get started with it.